This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. As everyone probably knows, I have been critical of President Trump and his administration over the last couple of weeks over their handling of the Epstein files. Now, I should be clear about this. The Epstein file stuff, it's not the #1 issue. It's not even the top 5 most important issues, at least for the average American. The average American, they might have heard about it a couple of weeks ago, but that's it. They don't care. Some of these people are kind of exaggerating how important these files really are. They are important, yeah, but they're not the #1 issue for the average American. So some people are taking it a bit too far, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that we should just ignore it completely and pretend that this wasn't a disaster. Guys, it was. Now, listen, it's not all because Trump had a secret cover-up and it was a grand conspiracy. There's some people arguing that, but the reason that this did become a disaster the way it did was because of Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, but mostly Pam Bondi, not knowing how to shut her damn mouth. A couple months ago, she was going on Fox News and announcing to the world, yeah, I had the files on my desk right now, and we're going to release everything. We're going to release all the non-graphic material, which, of course, like anybody with any kind of common sense would say, yeah, let's not release the graphic materials for obvious reasons, okay? That's all they had to do. Release everything they had that wasn't graphic material, and everyone would have been fine. This issue would have gone away months ago. But then they said, nope, we can't release anything. Goodbye. You're never going to hear about this case again. And that's when everyone said enough is enough. That's really when people got pissed off. Because it's one thing not to release the files, but if you're not promising to release them, if you're not going on Fox News and saying, yeah, we have 50,000 documents we're going to release, people get upset when you don't release it. Like, if you never said that, okay, some people would have said, this is stupid. But at least some people could argue, well, maybe it was because there was so much graphic material that you can't really release it. That's one thing. But they promised and they did the complete opposite. And that's when the conspiracy started that Trump was involved in. There was this massive cover-up in place ordered by Trump. Which, is there a cover-up in place? Maybe. That this whole situation is very messy and there's a lot of misinformation going around. But at the same time, based on what we do know, I don't think Trump ordered up this magical cover-up. I know that sounds kind of weird, but a couple months ago, this same Wall Street Journal article that was pushing BS like 3 months ago, they admitted, their own sources said that there was a meeting a couple weeks prior to that article being released, and it was not about the Epstein files or whatever, but it was brought up during a meeting, okay? And Trump was told, what do you want us to do? And President Trump, he should have ordered them to release everything, sure. But apparently, he never said, oh, burn everything, get rid of the evidence. No, he never said anything like that. In fact, he said that it's up to the DOJ because I really don't care. That's what it sounds like happened. That Trump might honestly not really care about the issue that much. Like, which isn't, I know that sounds crazy because, he was close to Epstein for a couple years, but there's a non-zero chance that this entire time, Trump just does not care. He's more focused on foreign policy and the economy, which, that might be true. But their own sources are admitting that this was not Trump ordering a magical cover-up. It was the opposite. He just said, listen, if this stuff is material you cannot release, don't release it. And that's what I think happened. The DOJ then said, well, we're not going to release anything. It's over. And that's Pam Bondi for you. That's what I do think happened. Again, is it entirely possible that was fake? Sure, why not? But these same sources were telling us that the DOJ was pulling some strings. It was a mess. It was getting ugly. There was that leaked memo that pissed a lot of people off even further. But apparently, Trump did not personally say, do a cover-up. Okay, so that's why this case, it's more complex than people saying it's a grand conspiracy. Okay? There's more going on than we know about, I get that. But at the same time, it still was handled badly by Trump. I don't care if he told them to release what you want to release and don't release the things you don't want to release. I still think he should have forced them to release the stuff that they can release. Because now, it's become such a shit show. Everyone thinks he's involved. It's a cover-up. It's a grand conspiracy. Again, not a number one issue, sure. But it's not a good look. When President Trump, who, let's be honest, he knew Epstein for many years. He was friends with them. It's a bad look that he seems like he's covering up all of this. And that's why people are really upset about this. And earlier today, the Wall Street Journal finally released their bombshell letter that Trump wrote to Epstein, which everyone was hyping up, which again, I still think is nothing burger. But here's the thing, okay? And this might piss some people off, but this is the truth. I have no clue if Trump did write this letter. I don't know. And for those that don't remember or don't know what it says, it's a very bizarre letter. I mean, look at the drawing, which Trump supposedly drew this, and it's typed out, which, again, why would Trump type this out? I don't know. And it's very weird. It's like some third-person schizophrenic rant about Trump and Epstein, and it's like his 50th birthday, and it says some weird stuff here. But ignore the fact that I don't know if he actually wrote this stuff. I have doubts about it. It is his signature. Alright, it does look like his signature, especially from the time, okay? I mean, look at this. His signature from 1999. This was to Rudy Giuliani. That looks identical to this one. That looks very close, okay, to his signature on this one. Is it a perfect match? Maybe not, but it does look like maybe it is his signature from the time. I don't know for sure if this letter is his or not, but really, when you read the letter, it's a little bit strange for Trump, especially. Like, he never writes like this, he never talks like this. But at the same time, it doesn't really prove much. It's a pretty big nothing burger. But the reason that a lot of people are talking about it is because they're trying to claim, oh, this is a huge conspiracy. This is proof that Trump lied about everything. It's like, we knew about Trump and Epstein for years, that they were friends. And this was before their falling out, so it makes it a bit more misleading. But still, Democrats are now pushing this as proof that Trump is trying to cover up stuff. I mean, look at this. We got Trump's birthday note to Jeffrey Epstein that the president said doesn't exist, which he never said it doesn't exist. He just said he never wrote it. Again, I could be wrong about that, but he said, no, I never sent him a letter. And they're making a big deal about this part here, the bottom part that it says, Trump talks about a wonderful, quote-unquote, secret the two of them shared. And you could probably guess what Democrats are alluding to as the, quote-unquote, secret. Anyone, you got Democrats like this, from New Mexico First, Stansberry. She said, what wonderful secret is Donald John Trump hiding? Is this why he hasn't released the files? And this is the real problem with all of this. Not that they did not release the files. That's one thing. But they hyped it up. They said, we have proof of some really bad stuff happening. And they've released nothing. And they try to cover up from the looks of it. We don't know if Trump's really involved. It's a very messy situation. Again, we don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that conflicts with each other. Even though everyone that's talked about this case, like the victims, some of the attorneys, hell, even Maxwell admitted that Trump wasn't involved with the Epstein stuff. He was friends with him, sure, but he was never involved at the island or whatever, okay? But at the same time, Democrats are now using this as proof that was a cover-up. And now, Trump's admin made a bigger issue than it should have been. Because now Democrats, that's suddenly all they care about. They now care about the list, they care about the files now, and they are alleging that it's a grand conspiracy and a cover-up by Trump. And this is hurting Trump directly and indirectly, because no one's talking about the good stuff he's doing. No one's talking about some of the good stuff he's doing with immigration, like the border secured. We're not reaching deportations to the levels we want to reach yet, but still, we're getting a secured border. Things are looking a lot better, but we're not talking about that. Everybody is trying to make it about Epstein. They're trying to say, well, Trump is diverting from the Epstein files, and that's why this is a big issue. They keep talking about it more and more and more, and people look more at it. It's like, wait, why is Trump trying to cover this up? Why? It's a conspiracy. You see the problem? When you try to downplay an issue and say, don't look at this, it's a Democrat hoax, which it could be, I don't know. It could be a grand conspiracy. We'll see. But when you keep saying, don't look at that, don't look at that, don't look at that, people are going to look at it. It's like, wait, what's going on here? They're going to think it's a big cover-up, and it's going to hurt Trump directly. Some people may not be happy with it. I still think it's overstated how much it hurt him. But indirectly, like I said, anytime he does something good, the first thing Democrats do is say, well, he's trying to cover up the files from being released. That's why he's doing all these good things. That's what they've been saying for like 3 months now. It's insane, I know. But it's, for the looks of it, yeah, it's like, wait, why are you not talking about this? Why did you say you might release the stuff and then your attorney general said you had a bunch of stuff on them and you don't release it? And now say you don't got any proof? It's a mess. And the stories keep changing. Like, they give information to the Oversight Committee, which was what they should have done in the first place. If they didn't want to deal with it, just give all the files you had to the Oversight Committee. Just let James Comer and Luna deal with that crap, okay? If they would have done that in the first place, this issue would have been resolved immediately. Because the Oversight Committee, they're actually doing a good job on this, okay? They're actually looking at what's going on here. They are releasing some files, which is what they should have done in the first place, which proves this admin lied about it, which is pissing people off even further. It's a clusterfuck. That's what this is. It's a mess. It's a complete and total disaster. Because now everybody's so focused on, everybody wants to talk about it so much, at least online, that it's distracting from the good stuff. It's making people question everything. It's all a cover-up. It's all a grand conspiracy. So, yeah. My opinion is, if they just want to be done with this, rip the Band-Aid off. At this point, whoever's involved, just release the damn files. Or at least give everything you have left to the Oversight Committee. You gave like 30,000 files. That was a good start. And we learned some very interesting things from Luna on the Epstein stuff. At least the stuff they did get. And that's probably part of why they didn't release it, because some very bad stuff, not that Trump's involved, but the stuff they did get, well, it was very, not good. That's what I'm going to say. But at the same time, you should have done this immediately, but now, just give them everything. Democrats want to play this game of, oh, it's a conspiracy. Just give the Oversight Committee everything. Just say, here you go. Because at this point, if you rip the Band-Aid off now, the issue goes away in like a week. People are going to stop talking about it. Instead, every couple of weeks, they come back with the same bullshit. It's like the Russia crap again. So yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off, be done with it, release everything you can. Again, if it's graphic materials, that's one thing. But everything that's not, just release it. Be done with it. Let the Oversight Committee deal with that headache, which they should have done day one. They should have said, okay, here's all the files. You have fun with it. Release what you want to release. We're done with it. That's all Pam Bondi had to do. She could have wiped her hands clean completely of this issue and be done with it. But now, she caused a mess for Trump. Even if he wasn't involved, people are going to blame him. They're going to blame him and say he's ordering Pam Bondi to stand down and do all this, which, based on what we're hearing, not really. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.